Hello, everybody. We are live before the Downbeat a Musical podcast live. Movie musical commentary is alive. We are back after our hit with the 1961 version of West Side Story. We have returned, and we are now back to doing another one. This time, we are doing the iconic 2008, I can't believe it is 2008, film version of Mamma Mia. Back in 2008, my wonderful guest, who you can see here on the screen with me, we were going into grade 9 in September of 2008. So this came out the summer before we went into grade 9.
I can't believe that's 2008.
I
could have sworn
know.
I could have swore this movie was later.
Well, the sequel came much later. It came almost like a decade later.
Yeah, but I thought this was 2010 or 2011. Anyway,
No,
2008.
2008. This was a 2000. This was the
My
same year, I believe, as. No, wait, no. 2007 was Hairspray, High School Musical 3, and I forget what the third one was. Hairspray, High School Musical 3. I forget what the third musical was that year. This came out the summer after. So I think this was the only musical that summer, but it was big. Like, my whole family went and saw this in theaters together.
Saw Mamma Mia?
Oh yeah. We saw
Yeah,
Mamma Mia
I saw it in theaters
too. We got the DVD for Christmas.
Mm.
Like, I remember watching this on the coach bus during the choir trip that year. We sang a medley of Mamma Mia songs at the concert gala at the end of the
Yep.
year. Like, this was big. This movie was big. Like, I remember my aunt was getting married that summer, and all my aunts wanted to do a song from Mamma Mia as like a gift to her. My mom quashed that. She's like, "Yeah, I don't sing, and neither do we. So this would just be a really bad experience for all. Let's not do this." So, So yeah, but anyway, so I never probably introduced you. Anyway, today, ladies and gentlemen, Autumn is moving. She has officially become a homeowner, so she has been moving this week, so she will not be with us. But instead, we have our wonderful guest co-host, the lady who appeared very frequently on last season, whether as a guest or a guest co-host. She is my friend from Portable 303 at Eastview Secondary School. She recently got engaged. It is Ms. Jessica Maxwell. Hello, J. Maxwell.
Hello. This is the first time my face is on here, I think.
It is. Nobody's ever seen your face. They've heard your voice many a time, but they don't ever get to see the video footage like I do. So
No.
this is your face.
Whether you like it or not.
This is what Jessica is. I mean, you may have pictured a totally different face, but this is her face.
Mm-hmm. It's me.
It's you. It's you in the sunrise. It's you in her cup. Music Man. We'll do that one at some point. I just got the Hugh Jackman cast album for Music Man, and that they messed up Shapoopy. They changed all the lyrics to Shapoopy to make it now modern day. The man's got to find the woman. It's like, seriously, we didn't change Sadder but Wiser Girl, but we changed Shapoopy. Anyway, I could rant on that one.
You're going to write a strongly worded letter. I can feel it.
Yes, all right. Strongly worded letter to Hugh Jackman. Why was this song changed? I came in expecting the Family Guy classic song, and instead I got a totally different version with different lyrics, and I'm like, this doesn't work. The Boy Who's Seen the Light, honestly, no thank you. No, thank you. So, yeah, so Jessica, tell us how your summer's been. You just got back from a Chicago trip.
Yeah, I came back from Chicago not even a week ago. Went there for a week for a music festival and just a vacation, and it was awesome. My second time being there. While I was there, we walked around downtown and we saw several theaters, all playing a bunch of different musicals. Of course, while we weren't there, Wicked was supposed to be playing. I think performances started the Tuesday we left, because of course. And I think Anastasia was like the week after, because of course.
Yes.
Lion King in November. I'm like, all these musicals that are coming, and not when I was there. It's fine. But
Did you do some research for our upcoming movie musical version of Chicago that we're going to be covering in October?
I should have. They did have it was like history of mobsters and stuff like that. And I feel like
Ah.
the gangs in the 20s and 30s would have correlated perfectly with the themes of Chicago. But I did not
Perfect.
visit the Cook County Jail, if that's what you're asking.
Darn it, Jessica. I was expecting a full essay on the history of the Cook County Jail. But
Sorry.
all right. Well, Jessica, what do you say we get into this movie? Jessica,
Let's
you'll
do
be
it.
watching on Amazon Prime. I have mine queued
Yep.
up on Crave. We'll have a version of the film playing at the bottom of our screen just so you can see where we're at in the film, but there will be no sound on it. It will just be visuals with Jessica and I commentating over top of it. And if you would like, you can always ask us a question. So please, if you're watching us, send us in a question. Send us in your comments about what you think for our or at least your thoughts on the movie as well. Do you think Pierce Brosnan was unjustly vilified and made fun of in this movie? Is he better than Russell Crowe? There's the question. There's the bar. Who would you much prefer to see in another movie musical? Pierce Brosnan or Russell Crowe? So there we go. All right, let's get into it. Here we go. So let me
Okay.
we're starting our streams now. There we go. We are beginning. We are in. I'm putting on the screen share. We now have the Universal logo coming up. There we are. And Universal is the company that will be doing Wicked with Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande. That will be coming out apparently next Christmas. I don't know if we'll actually make it to that one because we just only got the casting for Fiyero like this week.
Yeah, right.
So I don't know what they're up to. I don't know if they're already been filming or like rehearsing and they're just holding off on the casting announcements.
I know they've definitely started production because Ariana
Yeah.
Grande's pretty consistent about like posting little hints here and there. So there's definitely been some practice.
Yeah. Well, I know I know her and Cynthia Erivo are rehearsing, but
Yeah.
I know they don't start filming until I think it's November, which I'm like that's such a fast turnaround to get a movie ready to go for production.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this goes. Either way, so we're now in the opening. If you didn't know, some of these shots were actually shot night for day, which means Amanda Seyfried's walking around in the sunlight, and then they throw on a blue hue and drop the lighting on the scene, and then it magically becomes evening.
That's
So
very
some
cool.
of these shots are filmed night for day. And apparently, according to ABBA, this is one of their tougher songs to sing because of the vocal jumps you have to do. And it's all a cappella, so you have to be able to hit it note perfect on your own. So there we go. Harry Bright, Colin Firth, there we go. So I'm so glad we got an overture because typically they cut the overture from movie musicals. We don't get an overture, so we have an adapted version of the overture, which is a great set to a montage of the potential three dads.
Yeah.
So there we go. There's Mr. Colin Firth. And then we got Bill Anderson, played by Stellan Skarsgård, who is Swedish, just like ABBA. So there you go.
Everything ties together somewhere.
It does.
Somehow.
It does. And then, of course, Pierce Brosnan's the cool guy in jeans and in the sports coat. It's like he's got to be the coolest looking one of them all.
Oh, yeah.
But I also just question them where it's like you get an invitation from somebody you haven't spoken to in years about a wedding. It's like,
and they're like, you know what? Yeah, this is fine. This is totally fine.
So there we go. And we get the title, Mamma Mia. Oh, and then we have the three friends. Aww. This is Jessica and I when we see each other in the city for a show after we haven't seen each other in like a hot minute.
For literally anything. Yeah, exactly. Mackenzie and I do this exact same bit. We do this whole dance and everything.
It's true.
You don't get to see it ever. because it's
No,
just for us.
it's just for us. It's just for
It's
us.
just for us.
I know. So Jessica, they're showing off their rings. So let's see your ring. Can we see the ring?
Nah, this old thing, no one wants to see
Oh,
that.
absolutely, we do. Woo! Love that. Love that. So is this a movie you watch with your mom, Jessica? Is this like one of your go-to Sue and Jessica Maxwell movies?
I don't know if it's our go-to movie, but we did see it in theaters together, and we saw the musical together,
Nice.
the stage production. So
Love that.
here's the journal.
It's the journal, the sex journal. Which once again, it's very uncomfortable if you're thinking to be reading your mom's dirty diary.
I mean, she probably saw like it does not
Well,
explicitly say sex journal.
well,
For
they
those
infer
who
what
have not
dot dot
seen this
dot
movie,
means very
it very
repeatedly.
much says diary on it.
Yeah.
So she probably saw it and was like, "Oh, my mom's diary from like when she was my age. Let me just like flip through it." And then happened to come across July 17th. What a night. This escalated quickly.
I will say the song has a very good vamp.
Yeah.
And I will say I like Amanda Seyfried singing in this versus Les Mis. Cause
Yeah, I mean, I kind of liked her singing in Les Mis.
I didn't mind it, but once again, she's not a trained like classic soprano, which is what Cosette is. Cosette is a classic
Yeah.
trained so- soprano, and it's one of the things. If you listen to somebody like a Judy Kuhn or a Rebecca Kane,
Mhm.
who also played Christine in Phantom in Toronto, when they
Mhm.
go up to their high notes, they're not breathy and high vibrato. They can do straight
Mhm.
tone notes and make that high singing sound really good. She always sounded like a bit of a like she always sounded uncomfortable singing that high compared to this
Yeah.
where she's in her chest voice and it
Yeah, and
sounds a bit more natural to her.
this is also like more pop rock music, right?
Yeah,
So that's like totally different.
very
Like
different
aside,
sound.
aside from the arrangements, like this is like
Yeah,
a totally different genre in comparison to Les Mis.
exactly. That bastard Sam. He was engaged the whole time. Oh, what a night. Oh, what a night. Little Island. So my bet is actually that it's Bill because the movie pretty explicitly says that Bill's the dad because she's named after his grandmother, where Donna gets the money from to get to start the villa.
Oh.
So this movie kind of explicitly says who her dad is, even though there's no paternity test. They choose to all be her dads. Spoiler alert for the ending. Oh,
Mackenzie.
there's Meryl Streep, not in ghost form, like she is in the
Not
sequel.
not in ghost form.
This scene was in the trailer all the time. Aha. J. Maxwell. Can you turn
Mackenzie.
your volume down just a smidgen on the video? Because the
Yeah.
feedback, because we're off by like 2 seconds.
Oh
So it's like,
God.
so I'm, so, so I'm getting like the oohs, like double oohing, and I'm like, where does that double ooh come from? There we go. That's better. Thank you. So now what's funny is you don't realize till later, but Tanya and Rosie are on that boat that just left the port because we for their first scene is on the boat together.
Oh
So there's some secret little info there too. Amanda Seyfried's so cute in this role. Like just the
yeah.
giddiness she has. Like this role is perfect for her.
Yeah.
And she does look like Meryl Streep's daughter.
Yeah.
I was surprised to learn, if you saw our fun fact this week, that Michelle Pfeiffer and Olivia Newton-John were both up for the role of Donna before Meryl Streep got it.
I saw your post about that. That's really interesting. I
I would have
love
really loved to see Olivia Newton-John try this role.
Yeah, I think that would have been interesting.
Definitely a different sound in the singing.
Yeah. I love hearing those tidbits of like who was almost cast in this role.
Well, apparently they had another Rosie cast, but then she dropped out after the
Hmm.
role was described as the short, fat friend. She was like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that part."
Yeah, that's not a great way to describe a role.
No. So said they got Julie Walters, who is terrific, and we forget that at this time she was best known as Mrs. Weasley in Harry Potter, because Harry
Oh,
Potter was still
yeah.
ongoing. Uh, he's so cool. See, they're on the boat, so
Mhm.
right there. Oop, hello. We're getting something going on here. All right, we're live. So we're still live, I think.
Says we're on the air.
Yes. Apparently, due to a copyright match, your stream was interrupted. Gasp.
Ooh.
After copyrighted material is no longer being streamed. So I guess we'll have to. I guess we'll have to hide the stream, even though we're not showing any sound.
Apparently that doesn't matter.
There we go.
Sorry, viewers.
I know, but we can. Jessica and I can still hear it though.
That's what matters for us.
Exactly.
Sorry to everybody else.
Aw, Scott. He's such a good guy. And it's Dominic Cooper, who's gone on to have a lot of great film success,
Yep.
both in Marvel, outside of Marvel. He's done a lot of stuff now.
Mm.
Is that how Dan wants to have your wedding, Jessica? Washed down with a bucket of beer?
No.
Good. Is Jim going to be the ring bearer? I hope Jim is the ring bearer.
We were discussing it, though we would have to get a pet wrangler, but
I volunteer as pet wrangler.
okay. He can be a little squirmy though.
I'm happy to hold on
This
tight
is
to
my
Jim.
cat we're talking about, by the way.
I'm sure people thought it was a human. When she meets her dad. Oh, how naive you are, child.
Knowing your dad isn't going to fix everything, it would be
these
nice.
these three guys have such great chemistry. The three of them,
They
like
do.
like this whole movie, like the three pairings. Like you have Sophie and her friends, Donna and her friends, and then the three dads. All
Hmm.
three of the groupings had really good chemistry together,
Hmm.
and that's rare that you get three different sets of groups all really mixing well and having a really good
Yeah.
chemistry with one another. Meryl Streep should have gotten an Oscar nom for this.
This is also how Mackenzie and I act when we run into each
True.
other.
See that's good that they kept that plot point in from the from the musical. Is Tanya's been married multiple times.
Yeah.
The only line they cut, and I'm pretty sure they cut it, is the whole line about what Tanya's dad used to say to her every time he walked her down the aisle, which is, "Don't worry, honey, we'll get you a good lawyer." This is a new stuff. They added in a bit more backstory to Rosie that isn't in the stage show. That she's
Hmm.
like a big food, like a cookbook author.
Hmm.
Little hermit over here. So good, the three of them. And also Christine Baranski, big Broadway actress. People forget that she's like big on Broadway. Like she's done a
Yes, and
lot of Broadway shows.
is in Chicago as well.
Yes, she is in Chicago.
Mary Sunshine.
Yes, she is. So we'll be seeing her again.
Yep.
Like she also did. Oh, what was the other musical she just did? Um, did she do another one? Oh, Into the Woods. She was in Into the Woods as the stepmother.
Oh yeah. I haven't watched that movie in a long time.
Maybe that'll be another live stream we'll do with Meryl Streep as well
Yes.
as the witch.
That's right.
This is the only sad thing is they cut Tanya's subplot of her getting accosted by the bellman or the barman Pepper, because then the
Mm.
whole joke is once Pepper gets in your nose, it never leaves. So he keeps trying to flirt with her, and they kept their song that they have in the show where she's telling him off, but they kind of cut her big they gave us the end point of where that song gets to, but they never give us any good lead up to why she's telling him off.
Mm.
So that's the one thing about the movie where I was like, I feel there was more here with that character. They cut a lot of
I
that out,
know. That's the
which is too
that's the
bad.
problem I have with some of these transitions from musicals to movies is some of those things get cut or they get
Yeah,
missing.
yeah,
Like in Rent, all of the musical dialogue got transferred to speaking parts, which was like kind of
yeah.
clunky. You knew that it was originally songs, but at
Hmm.
the same time, it's like, oh, or like some songs would be cut and be like,
Hmm.
oh, this could have been really good on
Yeah.
screen. So,
Speaking of Rent, Jessica, are we going to be going to Stratford next summer to force me to see the stage production?
well, I wouldn't force you into anything you wouldn't want to see, but I mean, if you want to go, wouldn't be mad about it.
As long as we can go see Spinmont at the same time, we can do a double
I
feature.
would love to see Spamalot again. That one
Okay.
was hilarious.
So maybe you and I will do a venture to Stratford
We might
to do a musical day.
musical day. That would be awesome.
I will say this film has great coloring.
Beautiful coloring.
Like the way they just make everything just pop and be so colorful.
Oh yeah.
It's stunning.
Yeah. And it like all of it just gives off like this summery
Mm-hmm.
vibe. It's great.
Yeah. And the fact that we're all in the Greek white and blue colors,
Yeah.
very smart.
Yeah.
I love how like this is like a plot point that like wouldn't happen today is Sky is designing a website and that's a big deal for this villa. It's like nowadays you'd have the Instagram, the Twitter, the
Oh, what was it?
website.
What was I watching the other day that made of something similar? Oh, I was watching 6 Feet Under, and
Oh,
one of the a character in the episode I was watching made a joke about, oh, what, you gonna drive around in your fancy electric vehicle? Like, oh, you don't even know.
oh, Meryl Streep. This was my favorite song growing up as a kid. This was my favorite song from the musical.
Really?
Oh yeah, this was a song I replayed repeatedly on the CD. And people forget like Meryl Streep. Nobody ever really heard her sing. Like she did Juilliard, where she did do
Mm,
some singing, but I was like, can Meryl Streep sing? It's like, well, of course she can. She's Meryl Streep.
oh, Streep, she could do anything.
Yeah.
She sing the phone book. I'd listen to it.
I also like how this musical or this movie version of the musical did a really good job building up the ensemble where there's very familiar faces that keep showing up. Like there's one lady you'll see who is always there in the
Oh, okay.
ensemble. So when I see her, I'll point her out to you. Like the guy with the mustache, he's always there. He's
Huh.
always doing something throughout the movie. Okay, here we go. Hold on, I'll point her out to you. There, the lady in kind of like the gold flowery dress with short brown
Hmm.
hair. She's always in the camera shot, and she's hysterical. If you just follow her character throughout it, she's always around.
Cool.
Mind you, that only comes from watching this movie so many times that you start that you start watching the background performers.
Oh, I know.
And this
I
is
haven't.
rare to see in modern day movie musicals. Is like the dream sequence.
Yeah.
We never really do that because we're always so hyper realistic about about the musical that we're like, we'll never
Right.
ever see a dream sequence. But this is great to
Right.
see that they go into this kind of fantasy. And there's other moments that are very hyper realistic, like I'm slipping through my fingers, or winner
Mm.
takes it all. That's hyper realistic. See, watch her. She's right there in the yellow
Oh, yeah.
dicky. She's always around. Just watch her face. It's hysterical. Money, money, money. Must be sunny in a rich man's world. Apparently, they actually did sing live quite a bit on set. And apparently, a lot of the vocals are a mix of uh, recorded and live singing.
Ooh.
They won't say which parts are which.
No, they never would.
No. This is another new plot point. Is the water fountain underneath the spring, Aphrodite's spring. That's a new element to the story as well.
Mm.
Here they all come. The three amigos. Apparently, they just gave Julie Walters a suitcase and said, just improvise and start picking stuff out.
Oh, that's the best.
That's an improv. The donkey testicles. That's an improv line. Here we go. The amount of girls I saw wearing this type of shirt after this movie, like the Amanda Seyfried blue and white, kind of flowing at the bottom design, that's come back into style now.
Has it?
I've seen quite a few people wearing it.
Oh.
Just as like,
What
I don't
time
know,
is it
Mac.
again?
I mean, I like the fact that you're wearing the blue and white tonight.
Yeah, unintentional. But maybe that was just a subconscious thing. You have some blue, but
I do have some blue, but I don't have any white. I just have
Mm.
blue and yellow tonight. This is great. Once again, like the fact they built all the set and it feels like such a lived in environment, it's great.
It really does.
And then once again, the three of them all have such great personalities where you see like Bill is right in there as the travel author. He's like
Yeah.
ready to go on an adventure. Harry's like, no, I want to freshen up. I want to be good. And then Sam's kind of in the middle. Like he's like, I know this reunion is not going to be a good experience for us.
Yeah.
I would pay to see these three actresses plus a fourth doing Golden Girls.
Oh, yeah.
They would be so good. And people forget the Golden Girls are always supposed to be in their late 50s, early 60s.
Mm.
Everybody's like, they're so old. I'm like, no, they're not. It's just we've changed our views on things. Like the fact that Sex in the City, the revivals, they're supposed to be the same age as the Golden Girls. But you never know that
Mm.
because of the amount of Botox and everything else going on in that show. I would admit if I was led to this space, I would be pretty pissed too. I'd be like, this is a room.
I would be concerned. I'm like, where are we going? Though I went to an Airbnb that was designed like a tree house, so it's not.
Was this in Chicago?
No, this was in like Minden area, so north of
Okay,
here, very north of here.
got you. This would be where I go, I'm out. Like the sad thing is like Pierce Brosnan's a very good actor in this, and his character has the most dramatic weight that has to be pulled in the show.
Yeah.
But the tragedy is that he's not the best singer, and he admits it too. He's like, "Yeah, I didn't know I'd have to sing in this movie. I just signed on because I was told I'd be shooting in Greece with Meryl Streep,
With Meryl Streep.
and I
It's
was
like, what
happy
could
with that."
possibly go wrong?
Exactly, exactly. Then he goes to see the station and goes, "Oh crap, I
Uh,
have to sing multiple songs."
oh, it's a musical. Oh no.
Oh. Well, I mean, it's called Mamma Mia the movie, so if you didn't know it was a musical, you wouldn't know until somebody
Yeah.
showed you a trailer.
But I think, I don't know. I would have tried to put two and two together because Mamma Mia was a stage production at
It
a very
was,
established stage production at this
yeah,
point that was definitely playing in New York and London. Like,
yes.
I feel like
And then Meryl Streep singing one of the cut songs from the musical. She's humming one of the cut songs as she's coming
what
into
one's
the.
that?
I forget what it's called. It's one of the it's one of the it's I think it made my top 3 of songs that either would cut or skip in our Mamma Mia episode that I was
So it
happy we didn't
doesn't
need.
matter. It
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
matter.
yeah. This is great. This vampire. I remember
Mm.
being in theaters and people laughed out loud when they show the flashback of the guys. Everybody laughed really hard when they saw this. Like especially the Colin Firth one.
As the rock star. You know what's
Yeah.
so funny is he was in What a Girl Wants with Amanda
Right.
Bynes.
Right.
And it's very similar. Like they in that movie, he plays like a prospective prime minister.
Right.
And um the relationship that he had with Amanda Bynes' mom's character,
Mm-hmm.
like he was like this kind of like hippie rock star guy too.
Now we're into this big song.
Oh yeah. Into the
I
title
love the
song.
goat. One looking, I can hear a bell ring. More. See, I would love to go see the stage show of this again if it ever came on tour. I would totally go and do that. Like I'm surprised since COVID we have not had a revival of this show start touring at least. Like I know it's not like I know it left Broadway recently.
Well,
But
it I did it not also like was it not also off Broadway? Because I
I
remember
don't think it was
it,
ever off Broadway. It was always on Broadway.
no, well, it moved theaters then because
It moved away
it
from the Winter Garden to another like Broadway house.
yeah, but it was a much smaller
It was a
theater.
much smaller house.
So I thought when it left the Winter Garden, that was when like it left Broadway, and when it went to the smaller one, it was off Broadway. But I
Oh,
guess
maybe.
that would make sense because it's still technically a Broadway theater where it moved
Yeah,
to.
yeah. Well, it left
Oh,
Winter Garden because they
maybe it
had
just moved
Rocky
then.
coming in. That was the
Oh
big deal.
yeah,
It was Rocky that was coming that kicked Mamma Mia out,
right, right. So maybe it
and
just
people were
moved
very
then.
upset about that. Just one look and I can hear a bell ring. This is also a great adaptation of this song because if you watch the stage show, it's like it's her being frozen in time. Like she's seen all 3 of the guys, and they're
Mm.
all kind of frozen on stage, and this is all happening in her head.
Hmm.
So it's quite a good way to reinterpret the song where she's trying to sneak peeks at them the whole time. And then the question is the Greek chorus here real or are they imaginary? Are they all in her head? That she's just imagining people?
I'd like to
Actually,
imagine that they're all there
I like to
for
think so
real.
too. Juilliard actress here with the with like just she's so naturalistic in this role.
Mm.
Great camera work on this like whip pan
Mhm.
to all the different
Yeah.
men.
Yeah.
Way to drop the ball there, Sam. I dropped in to say
It's
hi.
like, ah.
Strangers? This is a great scene study if you want to like track her emotions throughout the
Mm.
scene, different tactics she's using. It's really good. Maybe she said we couldn't stay in the old goat house. Spontaneous. I would love to play Bill. That'd be my character I'd love to play in Mamma Mia is Bill.
Yeah.
That's always the role. I'm like, if I could play any of the three dads, it would be Bill. And we actually missed a song here, which is "Thank You for the Music." So they cut that song.
Oh yeah. Is that not was that not used in the second one though?
It is used
Second
in the
one?
second one.
Yeah.
It is used in the second one, but it's see. So here's Pepper. So they kind of set up a relationship between the two of them, but not really. They could have gone a
Mm.
bit more into that.
Mm.
This is great. The song coming up, Chiquitita.
Mm.
This made my top three songs when we were doing the episode. Tanya, the drink. Once again, just the natural comedy all these actors have is
Yeah.
really great.
And like nothing feels forced.
No, this is good. This got a big laugh in the theater too. When we do the pan away from them. Christian Baranski killing it with the acapella.
Yep. The eye roll.
Yeah. This is really funny. Julie Walters killing it. I should say this is great. This is be like if you lived in a real musical, you'd be singing your own song, but like
Yeah.
nobody would see it. And then it goes into the real, and like I love how the camera turns as
Yeah.
like the song actually transitioned into like a real emotional song.
Yeah.
And I love this song. This is a beautiful piece.
Yeah, it is. I always love watching like musicals in an instance like this where it's like these are already established songs and
Yeah.
seeing how they can be paired in with a
Hmm.
musical.
Yeah.
Um, and like with a unique storyline. I always find
Hmm.
that super super interesting.
Right? Well, I mean, Mamma Mia kind of created the mold for the jukebox musical that takes existing songs and then
Hmm.
makes it into a separate story that has no relation to the artists. That
Yeah.
was a big deal when they were making the musical. Was we don't want to do a ABBA biopic musical.
Yeah.
We want to take the music from ABBA and work it into a
And,
story because the lyrics are so storytelling that you could
hmm
easily rearrange them. Like, who would
hmm
have thought a song called Chiquitita would actually work as like a pick me up for
Yeah.
two friends to their third friend?
Yeah. And if you're just smart, like with the
Mm-hmm.
arrangements and
Yeah,
everything, and like it's totally doable. Like I think
exactly.
it's similar to Green Day's American Idiot. Like
Yeah,
those were established songs on their own, and then when
yeah,
it moved to a musical
yeah.
that needed to be centered around this storyline, it was like, how are these songs going to
Mm-hmm.
fit into a fictional story?
Yeah,
And then it works.
yeah,
It's cool.
yeah. Chiquitita. See, I was sad they never included this song on the album. Like it was never included on the
It's
CD.
not.
No, you go from Mamma Mia right into Dancing Queen,
No.
and it's smart once again when you're adapting from stage to screen. Both these songs take place in Donna's bedroom,
Hmm.
and so it was smart that they once again when you're adapting a show from stage to screen, you oftentimes try and open the world to new settings, new environments, because you have the ability to that you don't have in a stage show.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that they were able to do this with that song was really great. And once again, the prop comedy between Christine Baranski and Dame Julie Walters was just terrific.
Hmm.
They're all in the basket. That's great. Once again, the great little subtle comedy in this is really funny.
Yeah.
I will
Banger.
say, growing up, when I saw the stage show, I never caught the whole plot that Harry's gay, because I don't remember them doing much. I don't remembering that in the stage show. So I remember when I saw the movie, I was like, oh, because I always thought because at the end during Waterloo, Harry and Tanya are the ones that wear the matching outfits. So I was like,
Yeah.
oh, Harry ends up with Tanya. That's why she doesn't like Pepper. But it's no, Harry's gay. So, another beautiful set. This bedroom. Cool with it. Aw. Would it though? And yet they're creating real stakes. Like if you really were a parent and your three exes all show up on the island and one of them is your daughter's dad, like yes, it's funny to us on the outside, but it actually is a really truthful thing of hold on. The stakes would be very real and the tension would be real. So it's interesting how they balance that of the comedy for the audience, but the
Hmm.
sincere terror and authentic scariness of it for the actor.
Yep.
Now here we go.
Here
Iconic
we
song.
go. Dancing Queen. Mhm.
You can drive having the time of your life. So when I worked up north for Camp with Kids with Special Needs, we had an older girls cabin and they loved ABBA. So every
Mm.
Friday at our dance party, Dancing Queen was always a very big hit.
Their music's just so much fun.
It is. Well, I mean, so my family and I, we recently went and saw the candlelight concerts with the string orchestra,
Oh
and
yeah.
and we did film music. But the
Oh
other
nice.
backup choice was ABBA,
Yeah.
because I'm like everybody knows the ABBA songs.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
still go back and see the ABBA.
Yeah.
Christine Baranski. Like this is straight out of the stage show with them playing with all the props again.
Yeah.
Like again, it's not as easy as you think it is to be improving on the spot with all these different
Yeah.
costume pieces. And what people don't know is during the scene, Julie Walters twisted her ankle.
Oh really?
Yeah, so that's why if you're going to see in some of the long shots of them dancing down the road, they have her wearing that headpiece so it can actually hide her face, so her stunt double can do some of the can do that. And
Oh.
then Meryl Streep really did do the splits on the bed. That was just a party trick she could do. Tanya. This got a big laugh in the theaters. Julie Walters going down the stairs. The amount of people who laughed at that joke. Like, this just looks like so much fun.
Oh yeah.
And just the smart choice to bring it out into the world once again. Get everybody involved. It's great. This mustache guy is so funny. He's in like all their fantasies. Anyone will do. Mood for a dance. That's dangerous. Big vamp, here we go. See, there you go. So you see Julie Walters dancing down the road. She's got the headpiece so they can hide her face. So only
Oh.
the close up she'd have to move. Yeah, so like this big wide shot, that's not Julie Walters.
Mhm.
Also, why is the guy riding the donkey and the woman is carrying the sticks? That is not appropriate, sir.
Mm.
That is not gentlemanly. Here we go to the dock. Then of course you got the ABBA cameo coming up.
There's an ABBA cameo?
Yeah, right there on the
Really?
boat. That's him on the piano on the boat.
How did I not see that?
Yeah. Meryl Streep said this was a lot of fun to do on the dock with all
Oh,
the
I'm
other
sure.
women.
What part of this movie wouldn't be fun to do?
True.
Like, even the ballads.
Yeah. I
All
mean,
these
I think now we know where Jessica's doing her honeymoon. Greece.
I mean, I'd love to. But if I go to Greece and everyone is not dancing around and singing ABBA songs, then I'm taking a plane back.
So
No, there's my
apparently there was a talk on set between Meryl Streep and Philida, the director, which was, do we tell Christine Baranski and Julie Walters that we're going to push them in, or,
oh,
or do we not and get their genuine reaction? But that they felt no, we should tell them because we could get a really bad reaction from them,
yeah.
and then it's going to be a lot to reset.
Yeah.
I will say Amanda Seyfried was one of my teenage crushes back in the day.
Uh, I've always loved her ever since Mean Girls.
I was about to say everybody knows her from Mean Girls.
Yeah.
Apparently, she's not a big fan of that movie.
I know she had like spoken out recently about like some of the scenes that
Yeah.
she done
Yeah.
that she was asked about, but like
Yeah.
she plays such a great ditzy blonde. And I
It's
want to
true.
say I had read that she had wanted to play Regina or something.
Yeah, she did audition for Regina, but they cast her as
As
Karen,
Karen.
right?
Yeah.
With the backwards K.
Yeah. Oh, she's so good in it. And she was have you watched The Dropout yet?
No, I keep hearing it's good though.
It's so good. She's really great in it.
Okay, I have to look it up. So see, I get why they cut Thank You for the Music because they have this song
Yeah.
instead.
I love this one.
It's a very good song. And Colin Firth actually is not a bad singer. And apparently his joke is, my only hope is that when I get to the gates of heaven one day, the angels and God will tell me, you did good in Mamma Mia. I'm like, oh, Colin Firth. But I mean, he's always been kind of like the heartthrob guy, and everybody kind of underestimates him because he's like, he was Mr. Darcy in Pride and Prejudice. He was who's the name from Bridget Jones?
Oh yeah.
Mark? Is it Mark?
Yeah.
He was Mark in Bridget Jones.
I forget his character's name.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, there's Pierce Brosnan singing. I'd say out of the three of them, Colin Firth has the best vocals.
You think?
I would say so. Because that's just, oh, Pierce.
I mean, A for effort, right?
A for effort. I will give it to Pierce. He sells it. Just would I pay to see him in concert or like in a Broadway show?
No.
No. But I pay to see Colin Firth do a show
Yeah.
because like his singing actually isn't bad.
No, it's not.
And typically, this song is sung in Act Two of the
Yeah.
show, and it's between Donna and Harry. Because basically, Act Two, like a third of Act Two, is just all three guys coming to Donna's room talking to her.
Mhm. And I think that scene could have been nice too, but I like
Mhm.
this better.
I like this one too because it's a connecting piece, right?
Yeah, like
Between Sophie
her
and her
her
potential
mom's
three dads.
yeah, and like Donna's not saying anything to
Hmm.
Sophie, like she
Yeah.
and so this is kind of her way of being like,
Hmm.
tell me
Yeah.
about your time with my mom.
Yeah. Stella. It's a promise. Then, of course, then we cut back to Donna and Harry, which is a
Mm.
great kind of tie that they're both looking at the pictures.
Mhm.
And now we get the flipper dance song.
Yeah, which
I was never a fan of it.
I don't mind the song, but the flipper choreography is very interesting.
Well,
An
that's
interesting
right from the
choice.
stage show. The stage
Yeah,
show
yeah,
has
no,
the flipper dance too.
I know, but it's an interesting choice.
It is a very interesting choice.
It reminds me of Whipped into Shape from Legally Blonde, where
Yes,
where they
the
dance
skipping
with the jump
ropes.
rope. It's
Yeah.
like, what's like some type of extreme that we can add to an already like having to sing and dance on top
Yeah.
of it?
Yeah. Yeah. Jealous before we met. Remember that I see is a potential threat. I forget who else they were looking at for this role. There was a few other like Zac Efron, teen heartthrobby guys at the time,
I'm
but they went with
sure.
Dominic Cooper because he was a bit older than some of the other guys they were looking at.
I think that's smart though.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to see like a teen heartthrob in that. I
yeah,
feel like it doesn't fit this.
yeah. Because there is a maturity to this guy. Like he
Yeah.
knows what he wants, and that's something people miss is that he
And
is that he settled down when he wasn't really wanting to settle, but because he likes Sophie, he settles down.
yeah. And like they're obviously meant to be young. I don't
Yeah,
are their ages explicitly said in this? I don't think so, right?
I thought they were like early 20s, and that's like
That's
part of the
what I
problem with
gathered.
Donna is that like Sophie hasn't gone off the island to go see the world because she's always
Yeah.
been with her mom, and now she's
Yeah.
jumping into marriage and settling down, and Donna's kind of like,
Go live your life.
yeah,
Yeah, so I think like casting someone who would typically fall under the teen heartthrob
hmm,
umbrella, a la Zac Efron,
yeah.
would have been a little dicey. Or well, not dicey, but like it might have missed the mark a little bit.
Here we go. Also, also the Sea-Doo routine that he does is very like mid 2000s music video.
The what routine?
You'll see him where he goes on the Sea-Doo and is riding on the Sea-Doo.
Oh,
That's so
yeah.
like mid 2000s routine.
Filmed a music video in Miami type.
Yeah. Here we go. Stealing your emotions. I mean, I tried doing the flipper dance when I was a kid on our dock. It didn't go well. Mac fell in the water very easily. See this, the Sea-Doo.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So bad. This is fun though, the bachelorette party.
Yeah. Donna and the Dynamos.
So they did sing this live on set.
This is great.
But I love the play the song. Once again, Meryl Streep and Tanya and Rosie all have really good harmony.
Yep.
And the costumes, oh my goodness.
I was just gonna say the costumes are great.
Yes.
I love Meryl's art pieces.
Right? It's like, can we bring this back into fashion? Or at least some version of it, like the big sleeve, maybe. Maybe not the
Some of it's
maybe
coming
not the
back. A lot
feather or like our like shoulder pads. But
a
the
lot
art
of
things, like
70s
Donna's got
fashion
the
is
best
coming
costume
back.
of the
Yeah.
three of them. And it's like you watch this and it's like, okay, I actually could see these three actresses like in their younger days doing this in like bars as like their band.
Yeah.
Like they have really good connection with one another on stage. And those are hard to dance in. That's the one thing they said was trying to dance in those platform shoes
Oh, I'm sure.
is like terrifying apparently. And I love
It's
the
like
detail on
one
Meryl's
step and you
costume, like
break
the
an
heart,
ankle.
right? She actually has a good singing voice. Like she has good sound to it. Oh, look at the sleeves go. Shoop shoop. I remember seeing this in choir and the guys just doing the shoop shoop. And the fact that they like do close-ups on these boots just to show like how difficult they are to move in,
Just to
and to
show that
show the
these guys
audience
are
like, yep,
not
all
messing
three actors are
around.
wearing the boots.
Yep.
See, then it gets weird because now all the girls go after Sophie's dads. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, this is icky. Rosie makes a good point. Like, how can they be supportive of you when you never told your ex partner that there was a child? It's a fair point.
Yeah.
Now we're getting weird. Like, why are we doing this and tying them up? Like, this is just weird. This is just creepy. No, thank you. I do love the way they're able to use these scenes and like intercut them. Like once again,
Mm.
that's a really good cinematic use of the film compared to a
Hmm.
stage show. And the fact they're still keeping the mystery alive of who is Sophie's dad because she can draw really well, like Sam. Does that make
Hmm.
Sam her dad? But she's named after Bill, the same lady as Bill's grandmother. So does that make them potential? So I think that's why they took out because there's a song coming up called "What's the Name of the Game,"
Hmm.
which in the stage show is kind of meant to be, "Hey, Bill's the dad. We're basically solidifying the telling you this. This is it." And so the fact they took that song out, to me, says that they're really trying to keep it a mystery and not tell the audience who is the dad, which I think is a smart choice.
Got to keep them interested.
It's true. No, because made my feet bigger. Fishing. Christine Baranski would make such a great Blanche in Golden Girls with the whole. What do you do with three men? Well, that takes me back. That's such a Blanche line from Golden Girls. Are you Harry? Are you fine? Also, do they only ever make one drink at the bar? That same like fruity drink. Because like Tanya's drunk it, Harry's drunk in it. Like
Maybe it's symbolic of something. I don't know what.
I don't know. Where's Jim tonight, Jessica?
I always like this song. It was great Aunt Sophia.
Yeah, it's great Aunt Sophia. See, like different tastes for different people.
I always heard her money was left to family. I'm 20. Huh.
Okay, so they do tell her age.
Yeah.
So she's 20. So Sky's
And
probably maybe one or two years
that
older than
scene
her.
is now a popular TikTok audio. How old are you? I'm 20. Ugh.
So this is where that song would go. What's the name of the game?
Mm.
Where basically they confirm Bill is the dad. This moment right here. And it is a deleted scene you can get on the DVD
Ooh.
because they filmed it. Are my sound levels okay? Can you hear me okay, Jay Maxwell?
I can hear you crystal clear.
Perfect. Not a good move, Sophie. Like you're like, what's it? But she's a 20-year-old. She's not making all the most logical decisions. So while you're sitting there just going, "Oh, girl, no,"
Oh, girl, no. You don't have to do that.
the boys are raiding the party. Also, I will say that as Sophie, I would not be impressed with like my groom swinging in on a rope because my friend was doing roof work before his wedding. He fell off the roof and
Oh,
twisted his ankle.
God.
So I was not overly happy with him. The fact that he was like able to walk, but like not stand for like super long and like dance really hard. So
Oh,
they had
God.
a shorter first dance.
Jeez.
So tell Jim no swinging on ropes, or sorry, tell Dan no swinging on ropes, and I mean Jim too. Don't Jim should not swing
I
on a
will
rope.
also tell Jim the cat to not swing on any ropes.
But yes, tell Dan no roof work and no rope swinging before a wedding.
Well, he does construction, so he might have some roof work, but
Well, as long as he's tied off right.
make sure he's harnessed in. I also want to know, how big is this wedding? She seems to have a massive bachelorette party and a massive, like, or just like a massive bachelorette party, and like he maybe like like those
It's weird
can't
because
all
you're right
also
because
be
when
your
we get to
bridesmaids.
the wedding, only what's her names, the two best friends are standing up with her. So I guess these are like all her school friends or just friends on the island who are out partying with her.
I wonder how this is gonna be a real small island. I feel like everyone just knows everybody.
Oh, it's such a small island. This is great too, building this tension throughout the song. And this is
Yeah.
something you can't really do on stage, which is all these little interpersonal dynamics and the tight
Sometimes you can
camera
do
work.
it though, where
Mm-hmm.
if it'll sometimes be done where it's like this big ensemble thing and the ensemble kind of like fade out a little and then there's like a
Yeah,
little bit of
true,
talking bit. There's still stuff going on in the back, kind of like in Dancing Through Life in
true,
Wicked.
true.
It's like here's this
But I
big
feel
kind
it's
of
more effective here to go get that claustrophobic
oh
energy
yeah,
that
yeah,
it
you
does
absolutely feel it here.
for the character. Like it's really coming through strong here. And just
Mhm.
the choice to do the Greek dance circles,
Yeah, and it's
very
like
smart
doing
choreography
something
wise.
like that, then it's like okay, now I feel like really trapped.
Yeah, and the fact that you're able to shoot people through different slots.
Yeah, yeah.
And typically, this would be where the intermission happens. Sophie faints at the bachelorette party, and then it cuts to black, and then there's the nightmare song, and that opens Act Two. I forget what that song is, but they cut it
Mhm.
here. It's not in the movie.
We won't be taking an intermission.
We will not. This is funny with Christine Baranski waking up,
Oh, I like that it mirrored though with Sophie's friends.
right? Water sports. Testicles. This got a big laugh in the theater. A lot of Julie Walters stuff got a big laugh. Like she did a really good job with the comedy in this with her
She does.
character.
She's got great comedy in this.
Yeah, just the fall off the dinghy.
So good.
So here's something. So apparently, only Bill Skarsgård and the director knew that he was going to be nude under that apron. He, they
Uh,
didn't. They didn't tell anybody else on set. So when he turns around and flashes Julie Walters' character, she had
that's
no idea that was
that's an
coming.
authentic reaction. That's awesome.
That is a full on authentic reaction.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Always been the same. So once again, like this great double speaking is really kind of classic sitcom
Hmm.
energy. Really well done. And then of course Julie Walters thinks it's something about Sophie and her dad.
Hmm.
Harry's talking about Bill and Rosie. Thinks Harry's talking about Harry and Sophie.
Yeah,
So great, like just all the double talk. It's very Shakespearean comedy.
it is actually.
All this misinterpretation.
Yeah.
Stellan Skarsgård has neither confirmed nor denied that on his butt cheeks are two eye tattoos. Now, this is a scene I remember a lot from the stage show. Was the whole line of like you didn't get me or you just had the baby thing. I remember that line from the stage show. For some
Uh,
reason, that line's always been like, oh yes. Oh, Meryl Streep's trying to be supportive, but it comes across as like really condescending.
I just can't believe it's taken them this long to like have a discussion about it.
Right? Like that's the other thing too.
This is just like just don't want to deal with any confrontation at all.
Yeah, this argument I remember very specifically from the stage show. for some
Mm.
reason. I think I was 8 or 9 when I went and saw this because my friend's grandmother had tickets.
Oh yeah.
And her friend couldn't make it, so they were like, "Oh, here, Sam, you're already going. Why don't you bring your friend who likes theater along?" And Mamma Mia was kind of like my first non-Les Mis. Lion King and then Mamma Mia. Those are like the two first like non-Les Mis shows I saw on stage.
Lame Mizzy. I
Oh, the
remember
bagpipes.
seeing The Lion King when I was a kid
Yeah,
in Toronto, and down the
yeah,
street, Mamma Mia was playing, and so I
yeah.
had
Because it was at
heard
the Royal
about it.
Alex.
That's right. And so I had heard about it, but I didn't like know what it was. And I asked my mom, like after we saw The Lion King, I'm pretty sure I asked my mom if we could go. And she was like, I think that's like for an older age group, like you're too young for that.
Uh, these two had great dramatic chemistry. Meryl Streep and Pierce Brosnan. Like people forget Pierce Brosnan do like really good dramatic stuff.
Hmm.
I can handle my own disasters. Just gonna post our link to Facebook so people can tune in and join us.
Ooh.
Woo
Do,
woo! We're already getting some
do
good
we have
viewers
any
here, but we
questions?
can get a few more. Come join the conversation, friends and family.
And let people know they can ask questions too.
It is true. If you have a question, please submit a question. Sue, if you're watching, please submit us a question. Say hi. Why don't we give you a shout out,
I
Sue?
told her to watch. I told her this was happening tonight.
Come on, Sue. Where are you? And she's single. Oh, here we go, Pierce.
Yeah, here we go.
All right, everybody, let's get into this. So, Pierce Brosnan singing. Jessica, what are your thoughts on it? Is he a good singer? Do you prefer him to Russell
Mm, I don't know.
Crowe? If you had to pay money to see one of them in concert, and you have to do it, which one would you prefer?
Probably Russell Crowe.
I would say the same thing.
I
Because if
know
you
he
watch
was,
him in other YouTube videos, he's had a band for like 20 years.
yeah.
Like, he just
So
got bad singing advice on Les Mis.
maybe it's just the same situation that Amanda Seyfried was in.
Probably.
It's hard to do some like those traditional theatrical songs.
And the tragic part is that Meryl Streep, because she actually is a good singer, and you put her up against Pierce Brosnan, Pierce Brosnan comes out looking a little bit worse for wear
Yeah.
compared to Meryl Streep. It really elevates her and her vocals and kind of hurts him in a way.
I wonder if like if there was ever a discussion to just like have someone else sing.
Okay, so this is something I get into all the time with people is I would love for them to bring back vocal dubbing in
Mm,
movie musicals. Because
mm,
they did that all the time back in the day. Like Audrey Hepburn didn't sing in My Fair Lady.
mm.
Natalie Wood didn't sing in West Side Story. Deborah Carr didn't sing in King and I. Unless
Right.
you were Christopher Plummer did not sing in Sound of Music.
Yeah.
Um, like that was something very common. That unless you were somebody like a Julie Andrews or a Yul
Yeah.
Brynner who had the vocal stamina to do it,
Right, right. Well, I
you
just think
didn't
of
do it.
yeah. Well, I think of I watched Oh Brother Where Art Thou a few
Mm,
weeks ago, and
right?
George Clooney does not sing in that, but like
No.
he's got good enough acting that it's like you think it's believable.
Yeah.
So Pierce Brosnan's a good actor, so
Mm-hmm.
pair it with someone who like it
Can
could
sing it.
potentially match with.
And
Like,
I mean, the only thing I would say, because this is something that Hollywood didn't do back then when they were dubbing people, is they would never tell the audience that they were
yeah,
dubbed, and the actors and actresses who were the proper singers never got the proper credit. Like Marty
yeah,
Nixon did not get credit for doing Natalie Wood, Audrey Hepburn, and Deborah Carr till years later.
right.
So that's the only thing I would say is, if you're going to dub them, be upfront and go, hey, we cast Pierce Brosnan, but we have, I don't know, Colm Wilkinson being his vocal double for this.
Yeah, and then like the other problem too is that like people will figure it out and they ask them in the press questions and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and then if it's just the one person not doing the singing, then that can be
Yeah,
like, oh, like then why didn't you pull your weight like the other ones did, and
yeah,
that can be
mhm,
controversial, I guess.
yeah. So now we get into Christine
Um,
Baranski, and you can tell she's a Broadway singer.
yes,
She has the
and
vocal
that's what I love to
strength
see too,
to do it.
is the very obvious Broadway singers that go in and do it versus like the traditional film actors.
Yeah, exactly. Like just that vocal jump she has to do to get into the chorus.
Mhm.
And on top of that, she's dancing and singing on concrete that's covered in sand. Like
Wow.
like one of the most uncomfortable ways to be singing.
Unless there's just something about Broadway actors versus film actors
Yeah.
singing, like they're just so good at the facial cues and like
Yes.
enunciating. It's just so
Yes.
different.
Well, and I mean that's the thing. Like, everybody goes, "Well, we can't cast Broadway actors in movie musicals because they don't know how to rein it in to sing on camera." And I'm like,
Yeah.
the majority of them do, and on top of that, that's something very easily to work around if the actor is good. That you can
Well,
say,
yeah.
"Hey, too broad, bring it down."
Yeah. And I
I
think,
look, I look at Samantha Barks and Les Mis as
yeah.
Ethel. She was the strongest, if not the strongest performer, along with Aaron Tveit in that movie because
Yeah.
both of
Because
them knew how to sing that score and how to manage themselves vocally.
yeah. And having very skilled theater backgrounds, like
Yeah, exactly.
another great song, Does Your Mother Know?
Oh, such a good song. This is one of my favorites. And I love the background of the dance, dance.
And to do this on the beach is so great.
So smart. This is such a great song in the show. But once again, because they haven't set up Tanya and Pepper as the kind of this dynamic between the two of them, like we get hints of it. Like we saw them dancing a little bit together in the previous voulez-vous scene, but not
Yeah.
to the extent where he's like repeatedly hitting on her and her saying, "No, buzz off. I'm old enough to
Yeah.
be your mother."
It seemed like the only interaction was at the beginning when she first showed up. So yeah,
Undercuts the
it
song.
doesn't build up to the same way that it could have. So instead, it's just like, oh, haha, yeah, we remember him from that scene earlier when he flirted with
Right?
her once. So let's build an entire
Exactly.
around it.
Exactly. This is so nice of Harry. Harry's such a good guy.
Yeah.
And this is funny that he runs away.
Just
Childish thing of, "You'll have to catch me."
with the life vest on too.
Yeah.
So good.
Here we go.
So much running in
All I
this
think about is
movie.
like Stella from like Streetcar Named Desire. Like
Yeah.
he does a lot of yelling after Sophie as she runs away to something else.
There's just a lot of running in this movie. Everyone's
Yes.
running on the beach, running
Yeah.
in the corridors, running away from their problems.
Yeah, he would have stopped you. Not a good
So
way to be going into a wedding
fun.
by not telling your partner, hey,
Hey, so listen.
problem.
There are these three guys, and they might be my dad, and I'm gonna invite them to my wedding, but like, I just didn't want to tell you.
Not a good move.
Oh, but like, don't worry about it. It doesn't affect you at all. Not a good move.
No, not at all. And it's an honest conflict that they're having now. It's like he's like,
Hmm.
once again, not a good thing to say. I put my life on hold for you. That's never a good partner thing to say.
Yeah, no, especially
But I get
since
what
if
he's saying, which
you're,
is like, I changed my life. Like, we're settling down together when I really don't want to. Which kind of says, hey, there's some bigger conversations we need to have as a partnership.
yeah. But to say like I put my life on hold for you, relationships are
Yeah,
about being together and living life
exactly.
together.
I'm sure you and Dan have never had this conversation.
No, we have not. Can safely say that.
Oh, poor Donna. Aw. I'll also say Amanda Seyfried's bathing suit is really cool.
Yeah.
That's a very cool design.
Yeah.
This is really sweet. This song always makes my mom cry coming up.
Is this slipping through my fingers?
Yes.
Yeah.
This song makes my mom cry every time.
It's beautiful. It's a really great moment. This is another example of a song that was entirely separate, written on its own, but applies so well to the scene.
Exactly. Yeah, once again, like you never would have thought this song would have worked this way,
No,
but it
but it's
totally
cool.
works.
Yeah.
As like a mom watching her daughter
Yeah.
take a next big step in life, and Sue can sing it to you. This song made our top three. Both Autumn and I had this as one of our top three songs.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, Meryl Streep. Once again, this is where her acting comes in.
Mm,
This and Winner Takes It All are really what
mm.
sell Meryl Streep in this role. Is the fact that she's able to balance the dramaticness of this song, and the fact that it's all done like as a voiceover. Once again,
Mhm.
he plays into that whole: is she talking to herself? Is she singing this to herself? Like, as she's getting her daughter ready, like what is going on? But it works
Yeah.
because you set up the fact that Donna can kind of go into these kind of dream or inner monologue thoughts, and something you don't see a lot of musicals because they're hyper real.
Mhm.
If this was done by like Tom Hooper and Les Mis land, like this would all be done in close up,
Yeah.
and on top of that, Meryl Streep would be singing it as if to Sophie.
Mhm.
But the fact that like it feels like there's moments where you feel like, oh, she's really saying something, and sometimes she's thinking this monologue.
I would say it's definitely a like a thinking reflective monologue
I
because
think so too.
like she's looking in the mirror
Yeah.
and she could like maybe just sort of be singing it to herself but like while
Mm-hmm.
also watching Sophie, and
Yeah.
I think it's just like such a like this whole song is like such a
Yeah.
reflective moment and reflective on the time that they had spent together,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and like the whole concept of like how time slips through our
Mm-hmm.
fingers and
Yeah. Oh,
capture
and it's
every
blue
minute.
nail
It's
polish.
beautiful.
Once again, the blue. These two have such great chemistry.
They really do.
So, you know, actually, what made them laugh here is they started belting or started playing Metallica music through the set speakers, and didn't tell them
What?
what was going to happen. And so they were improvising the picture looking, and then the directors gave a cue to the sound people to like start blasting Metallica, and that big raucous laugh they have is them genuinely reacting to the ridiculousness of the music.
Oh, that's so funny.
Mm-hmm. I also will say Sophie's dress in this is beautiful. The wedding
Mm-hmm.
dress that she does.
Yeah.
It's like
Her
very
hair.
casual, but also very dressy,
Yeah.
like
And like
formal,
how
but
her hair
also
is so
casual.
flowy. I feel like a lot of that is just like an ode to her island life, like
Yes.
living on the beach and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think this is where people kind of underestimate Mamma Mia as a musical.
Mm.
Is the dramatic heart of this story is mother daughter
Mm-hmm.
and two people who are trying to get ready to transition through the next stage of their lives where they're not going to be together all the time. Because
Mm-hmm.
like Donna and Sophie have always been together as a unit, and now like any single parent, it's going to the point where the child is now going to be leaving the nest, whether it's to go to college, university, or in this case,
Getting
marriage,
married.
which is a big kind of thing. So I mean, I really
Mm-hmm.
do think people underestimate the dramatic heart of this movie. In musical in general, like everybody kind of goes, "Oh, it's fluffy, it's ABBA,
Mm-hmm.
it's fun," but I'm like, no, there actually is real heart in this piece and real
Mm-hmm.
kind of stakes. I'm not sure if you wanted to ride a donkey on the day of my wedding,
But
but
that's
mind
how
you, it
they
looks really cool. I mean, every
well, but
time,
that's how they get around there though.
true,
Or at least riding on a donkey is quite common.
yeah. After this movie, this wedding
Oh, I'm sorry.
venue, which is a real wedding venue on top of this mountain,
Oh yeah.
was has gone up in popularity tremendously to this day and is one of the most
Oh,
expensive wedding venues
oh,
you can get.
obviously.
Here we go. Next big song. Meryl Streep's got two big songs back to back.
Mm-hmm. And both like ballad types too.
Yes.
She's great in this too. I love this song.
She is so good in this. Like this, once again, the dramatic power of this song, she seamlessly gets into the music as well, is
Oh yeah.
great.
Yeah.
But once again, I'll say the heart of the movie is Slipping Through My Fingers. This is more the big 11 o'clock number of the
Mm-hmm.
piece. Like this
Yeah.
is the dramatic power ballad of the show.
Yeah.
Apparently, the one thing that the director said later on is we never should have given Meryl Streep that red shawl because trying to match it between shots so it doesn't, because once again they do different takes or they're cutting between different takes,
Mm.
and Meryl Streep, because she was just playing with the wind and the shawl, sometimes the shawl wouldn't match up in the shots. So she goes, that's the one thing I'd recommend to any other directors when you're doing scenes outside like that. Don't do shawls because they're one of the most trickiest like props to ever have. Apparently, Meryl Streep did sing this song live on set, like every take.
Mm.
And they said this is where the real mix came in between audio and then like on set vocals.
Mm. I feel like I could see that.
Yeah. I mean, this would be the season that will get Meryl Streep the Oscar nomination. Because I mean, I forget who else was nominated this year in 2008. Let me see. Is that the year of the King's Speech? Let's see. Let's see. Oscars. So it's the 81st Oscars for the films of 2008. And Best Picture that year was Slumdog Millionaire. Oh, this was the year
Ooh.
of The Dark Knight.
Uh,
Sean Penn won for Milk.
mm.
And Meryl Streep was nominated for Doubt, where she plays the nun. And Kate Winslet won for The Reader. So I guess Meryl Streep already had a dramatic role up for the Oscars. I guess they're like, it's a
Well,
Mamiya. That's a
I
big
don't.
year.
I
Like
feel
she
like
just come off Devil Wears Prada, and then she did
yeah,
Doubt and Mamma Mia. Like this was kind of Meryl Streep announcing to the world that yes, I'm getting an older as an actress, but I'm not
but
going anywhere.
but I can still kick some butt.
Exactly.
I am like not at all surprised that there were no nominate, or if there were any nominations, there were few. I feel like this isn't. I always feel
Musical.
like the Oscars have like a certain type of movie that gets nominated, and
It does. There is.
this was just more like fun musical movie, and
Yeah.
I think it had mixed reviews when it came out, did it not?
Some people just called it kind of frilly, like they didn't take it seriously. Let's see. What is the Rotten Tomato?
I want to say I read it was like 55% or something.
Let's see. You're right. 55% on Rotten Tomatoes,
Mhm.
which is funny because it's one of the most like profitable movie musicals of all time. Okay,
Well, and
so
it's funny too because now like I think with the so much ABBA audio has been used on TikTok, it's like
yes,
kind of gained a whole new level of popularity.
I love this one Rotten Tomatoes review that gave it 2 stars. Um, Disgusting, awkward, and improbable. I guess it captures ABBA perfectly, except the band demonstrated better acting abilities in their stage performances.
Disgusting.
Another one, two
That's
and a
a
half stars. A musical that isn't as fun as I thought it would be.
yikes.
I don't know why. The one critic review says the legal definition of torture has been much aired in recent years, and I take Mamma Mia to be a useful contribution to that debate.
What? Oh man. People take things so seriously. Let me just have a fun, silly little
Yeah,
musical to watch.
yeah. So I remember in the theaters watching this, and I got worried because typically in the stage show, this would be after Winner Takes It All is Take a Chance on Me, because it's
Mm.
Rosie getting the final preparations done in the chapel, and Bill
Hmm.
comes to talk to her, and they kind of have a chase through the pews. And
Right.
then they cut away from that and just went right to the wedding. So I was like, did they cut Take a Chance on Me, my other favorite
You
song?
can't.
Jessica, I hope at your wedding you have a tuba player play you down the aisle like in this.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay. I'm sure Jim and Dan would love a tuba player.
Yeah, they would both love a tuba player.
Also, of course, Sky's not wearing any type of attire. He would have like an open shirt with
Yeah,
his
I
chest
love
bare at
it's
the
it's
chapel.
giving like 70s.
Not a good look, Sky. Not a good look. Put on a tie.
Love to see those wedding
For sure,
pictures.
sir. Yeah. This is great. This is like a true Shakespearean like ending
Mm.
sequence.
Hmm.
Like this is just like great comedy now. Stand up. Then all of them are gonna sit right back down again. Meryl Streep's just
And again,
forgive me.
but again,
I
why is
don't
Bill showing up at the wedding? No one wants a conversation.
know. This would
We're all
all
just
be
here to
solved
sing.
via a text.
Well, no, we're all just here to sing. No one wants a conversation. No one wants confrontation.
This is one that comes from the trailer too. And I have slept with hundreds of men. That is correct, sir.
Yes,
And I
you
also
are
love
right.
the cutaways to the priest as well, just his confused look all the time. This is the weirdest wedding I've ever been to.
Yeah.
You came back? See, this is the problem, Sam. Never assume anything.
Nope.
It's called pick up a phone, sir.
Yep.
Not going to start a wedding. Marrying somebody to prove it. I don't know if that line's in the stage show, like the whole line of "You're the last girl I ever loved."
Hmm.
Also, that cutaway of the old man making the sign of the cross, that was in the trailers a lot too.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because it's like I have three dads. Oh, this line too. That this typically wait 20 years for a dad of three come along. That was another big trailer line that showed up in a lot of the TV spots.
Mm.
Also, I'm not sure what's with the coloring in this scene. Like, it seems to have gone very yellow all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Like, I get it's sunset on the mountain,
Is it?
but it's like
Well, yeah. Is it at
extreme, like
sunset?
gold thin for yellow.
Like, are they trying to do some kind of golden hour here?
I guess, but it's like extreme golden
But
hour.
it's well, and very yellow though. Most of the time, like some golden hour will have like elements of orange and red hues, but
Yeah. Pierce Brosnan, here we go.
yep.
Once again, I'm like, Sam, I appreciate your dedication, but I feel you may want to go on a date with her before you like commit to marriage.
Yeah, it's been like 20 years and maybe
Yeah,
then some.
yeah. Love the idea of her for 21 years, sir.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people change in 20 years.
Yeah.
Jessica and I have known each other for over a decade, and we've changed over a decade. Can
Oh
imagine
yeah.
what 20 years and looking back on is 20 years later. See, there's why you have a tuba player. Just for
Yep.
that ba-boom, ba-boom, boom,
Mhm.
ba-boom. This is so great. Do I do I do I do I do. And of course you get the priest. They cut this song from the album too. It's usually on this. It's usually on the. It's on the Broadway album.
But this is just a quick song, isn't it?
It's a quick song, but even in the stage show, it's a quick song. They included that on the album.
Yeah, but that makes sense with Broadway cast recordings. They always seem to
True.
include like the shorter songs.
Right.
But you were the other one that they cut that you mentioned earlier,
Oh,
Chiquitita,
well,
wasn't
what's the
it?
name of the game?
Oh no, Chiquitita, right?
Yes, Chiquitita. They cut that one.
Yeah,
Like
like
a
that's
big
a full
song.
song. They could have kept that one.
Yeah. This would be like where I question the director a bit because I'm like, Pierce Brosnan singing is not the best. Why would you give him another solo song? At least give him like a duo or a trio.
Yeah, please
Why give him
support
like a
this
solo
man.
wedding speech song? Like I will admit, this song was added into the movie. They cut
Mm,
another one of like the wedding songs,
mm.
and I actually do like this one. Like this song itself, I like. Pierce Brosnan not so much singing it, but this is actually a really beautiful song when all is said and done. Like he just looks in pain singing.
A for effort. That's all I have to say.
I will give him A for effort. And once again, as Autumn says, because this is like a musical comedy where singing
Mm.
isn't key, Pierce Brosnan gets away with it a bit more than say Russell Crowe, who has a dramatic performance in Javert, where
That's a
in the
good
song
point.
and it's like a full musical movie. Like,
That's
no
a good
talking.
I feel like that could be said about just about any musical comedy if you have someone who doesn't sing that well in it.
I mean, that even goes back to like Guys and Dolls when they did it on Broadway. The actor they had who played Nathan Detroit was
Mm.
not a trained singer. He was
Hmm.
like an actor, and that's why Nathan Detroit's character only has one song, which is the
Right.
Sue Me duet with Adelaide. It's
Mm.
because the actor couldn't sing, and they were okay with
Mm.
that, so they wrote the part around him. So, I mean, I guarantee if Pierce Brosnan was in the original Broadway production or West
Hmm.
End production where it premiered, they would have done the whole this guy can't sing, but we like his acting. Let's not give him a shit ton of songs to sing. Like, this is Pierce Brosnan's third song. So you would think when they're casting this, it would be let's make sure the guy who can sing, like, has to sing the most out of the three dads, can actually do it.
Yeah.
This is great. Julie Walters. My only issue is that because they backload a whole bunch of songs, it feels like a really overdrawn ending. When, like, basically after the wedding, you get to the I Dream, not I Dreamed a Dream. It's I Have a Song to Sing
Mm.
reprise where they're walking off into the sunset together, Sophie and Sky after the wedding. But the fact we get I do, then all is said and done, then Take a Chance on Me feels like a bit of a drawn out ending when it didn't need to be that way. But I don't know how you. I don't know if the song works with it before the wedding because you have that such a big high with Meryl Streep
Yeah.
doing the
I
winner
feel like
takes
this
it
is
all.
like such a great comedic point though. Like we had just like a
Oh, it's
bunch of
so
serious
good.
stuff. So it's just like here,
Yeah.
let's just put in like something comedic
Well,
to break it up.
exactly. And that's why you put "Take a Chance on Me" where you do in the stage show, because you've had two
Right.
back to back ballads. You need to kind of have a song to kind of pick up the comedy again before the end.
I honestly feel like at this point they were like, let's just get this like wedding thing over with. Let's just wrap it
Yeah,
up. Let's make it as tight as possible so we can jump to this.
it's true. Yeah, not great partnering if the one guy's running away from you. Maybe
Yeah.
take that as a hint.
Maybe that's a sign.
Yeah, hanging off the building. Well, he almost has so much on filming this sequence. Now they're calling on the roof. That's a stunt double doing the role.
Every time I hear this song, I always think of that scene in The Office when Andy is trying to impress Angela, and he like
Yes, and he
calls.
does this over like
He
the
does.
intercom.
Yeah, he calls his two friends call rather and sing the harmonies. That's so great.
I mean, I remember doing this in choir, and the men's part is just take a chance, take a chance, take a chance, 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 take a chance, take a chance, take a chance, chance. So eventually, it just became Chuck E. Cheese, 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 and nobody
That's so
noticed.
great. That's so great.
This one you can only do on a movie is exploding water on stage, unless you're doing Singing in the Rain, where
Singing
it's like
rain.
got, which I do want to see in Toronto now that it's here.
Yeah. Okay, well this scene's so funny to me because this was like a crack that broke in the floor and water's coming out and we're just like, yay, we're having a great
Well,
time. And then we're
apparently it's
going, oh,
Aphrodite Spring is what it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be like a water main, but I'm like, is it a water main?
but you I'd still be a little concerned.
Why are we stripping Pierce Brosnan's shirt off? I don't get that stage choice. Also, apparently the actor said that water was very cold.
I'm sure. Oh, we're at the end now.
We're at the end. And this is the way the musical on stage ends too, with that big moon
Hmm.
over the stage. And it actually is a beautiful ending. Because once again, it kind of ties up Sky and Sophie's relationship, but not really. Leaves it
Yeah.
open to her, where it's like, do they go on to get married in a few years after they've traveled the world? Like, Like, it's kind of
Do you
funny
think?
how everybody thinks Mamma Mia is Sophie's story. But really, I would argue it's more Donna's story coming to terms with her past and getting the partner she wants.
Coming to terms with her past and also dealing with the inevitable future of her daughter leaving.
Yeah, I would argue Mamma Mia is more Mom's story than it is Sophie's story. Like,
Yeah.
yes, the Sophie character's on the poster, even though she really isn't, because Sophie's supposed to have blonde hair, and that actress on the poster has.
Actually, there is a great deep dive about who that
I read
actor is.
that.
Have you
Where,
read it?
yeah, where it's like just like a candid wedding photo, like from
It
like a wedding
is.
photographer's website, that they just took that image of the bride laughing and used it. And
Yeah,
everybody's like,
and they like
who is
tweaked it
this
a bit
woman?
so it gives like that fuzzed effect.
Yeah.
Um, I love that it's not really a real person.
Okay, here we go. So I'm glad. So this is right from the stage show. This whole big finale, where
Yeah.
like they sing the extra songs, and such a
Well,
smart way
no,
to.
it's just Dancing Queen again.
Yeah. Well, it's Dancing Queen. We got Waterloo.
Oh, do
They
they
do
do Waterloo
Waterloo
again?
as well. Yeah. I don't know if they do it with me again. I know they do Dancing Queen
Also,
and Waterloo for sure.
these outfits that they're wearing were different from the ones in
They're
the.
different, but
Yeah.
from the Super
Are these
Trooper
not
movie.
the ones that were like, do they wear two outfits on the in the stage one? I
They
thought it was
do.
just
They
one.
do. In the stage show, they have like the makeshift ones that they wear during Super Trooper.
Oh,
Then
okay.
at the end, they have like the like Donna's in red. I think Rosie's in green, and Tanya's in like blue or another color. And then the three
Okay. And
guys
then they
match
come
up
back
as
in with
well.
the all white or silver
Yeah,
outfits. Okay.
So they do have a special finale outfit that they wear. And I mean, when you watch the Broadway clips of this encore, and you see the audience just standing and dancing, like
Yeah.
it's just a feel good show, and everybody gets up at the end and is
Wow.
just dancing, and is encouraged to get up and dance.
Yeah. I love that.
Like, it's just such a great party ending to this piece.
Oh, for sure. And you know that like the people who are watching this are like humming along or
Oh yeah, bopping.
lip syncing along to the music the entire time. And it's like,
Yes,
well, let's just do Dancing Queen one more time so that everyone gets it out of their system before they leave the theater.
exactly. So smart. Julie Walters.
So much fun. I love that they brought back the like iconic white outfits though for this. So that's great.
Right? And it's kind of the same design that they have in the other ones. A little
Yeah.
bit different. This
Hmm.
is fun. Do you want another one? I'm sure the movie theater people hated this by the end. When like they have to come clean the movie theater all the time, and they kept hearing Meryl Streep like doing this, and they're like, "No, we don't want another one." Napoleon did surrender. I mean, you could tell they want to do this song, but couldn't figure out a spot to put it in the musical, so they put it as like an encore piece of
Mm.
music. And then they have it in the sequel. They have it as part
Yeah.
of Harry and Donna's meeting, because they go to
I
like a
still
Napoleon themed restaurant.
I still haven't seen the sequel.
Really? With Ghost
Yeah.
Meryl Streep? You haven't seen it?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, you gotta watch it. The cast just looks like they're having a blast.
Oh yeah. I mean the costumes alone, how could you not?
Right? Like, I would
Right,
totally
if I
like.
had those big poofy sleeves, I would just be like flailing my arms
Here's
around.
yours and Dan's couple's costume for Halloween this year.
Yeah.
Couldn't you see Dan in like one of those outfits?
I couldn't. I don't know if he could.
I'm sure he would do it just for you.
I'll have to get him to sit down to watch the movie first.
You still have to get him to watch this movie.
Yeah. There are a few musical movies I have to get him to watch.
They have the main ensemble up in the clouds
Mhm.
there.
This is just like reminiscent of the fun that like you see actors have when they do their big
Finale.
song at the end.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
another ABBA cameo. Bye. I love Julie Walters like shuffling along because she doesn't want to fall in the boots. And there we
Very
go, everybody. That was Mamma Mia, the music movie. Mamma Mia, the movie.
Mamma Mia, the
Such a
musical, the
weird
movie.
title.
Mamma Mia, the movie.
Yeah, but so good. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We've
So
been
good.
live streaming for almost 2 hours, but we made
Woo!
it through. Jessica, have your thoughts changed on the movie? What are your thoughts now after watching it again?
I don't think my thoughts have changed on the movie. I loved it when I first saw it, and I haven't seen it in a while, so it was really great to watch it again. Um, yeah, I don't think my thoughts on it have changed at all. I think it's great,
That's good.
and
Like,
it might make me want to watch the sequel then.
oh, you gotta watch the sequel.
Well,
So,
now
what would
I
you say your
have
top
to.
three songs are of the musical?
Top three songs. Um, I would say I'm just going to pull up the list of them just so I can
Rank
fairly
them.
judge. Definitely, slipping through my fingers
Yep.
is up there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I always loved I Have a Dream. It's
That's a good one.
short, but it's beautiful, and I love that it is at the start of the movie and it's at the end.
And her dream is
Um,
changed by the end too.
yeah, so I love that, and
Mm-hmm.
probably The Winner Takes It All.
Good choices. Good choices. I would say my three still stay the same, which were from if I remember correct from the episode. It was Chiquitita,
Mm,
Slipping Through My Fingers, and I think my third one was Mamma Mia, like the
mm,
title song. Those
right.
three were always really good. But I mean, the whole musical, it's just great. Like once again, like I don't think it deserves that 55 on Rotten Tomatoes. I would give it an 80.
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
I give it like a 75, 80% on Rotten Tomatoes. Because once again,
Yeah.
like it's very popular. People like this piece. It's a feel good movie, and it knows what it is. This movie doesn't take itself too seriously, and that's what's nice is
Mhm.
that the movie never tries to be an Oscar winner movie. It was never meant for that. It was meant to be a feel good, pick me up movie musical.
Yep.
Yeah, but there we go. Jessica, where can people find and follow you on social media before we sign off tonight?
I am on all social platforms as at JStephMax.
Love it. And where can people follow Jim, your amazing cat?
He has an Instagram account for all cat related content. You can follow, I believe it's Jim the underscore cat on Instagram.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, make sure you follow Jim. He's a hoot.
Yep.
And we will keep you all up to date on Jessica's wonderful wedding, which is coming down the road. Who knows? Maybe we'll be singing like a Mamma Mia hit list at her wedding. Who
Oh,
knows?
God.
We'll we'll get Sue involved. But there we go. But yeah, you can find and follow me at Mackenzie on all social media platforms. And you can also follow all my other theater antics with Cup of Hemlock Theater, where we're doing artist interviews, play reviews. We just launched a whole new series called Screened Plays, which are where we talk about film adaptations of plays. And our first episode was all about Denzel Washington's turn as the villainous Macbeth. So you can hear all about that there too. But for now, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We will have audio only versions of this available next Friday on our podcast feed. And we cannot wait to have Jessica back for Chicago,
Yay.
which the date I believe is October 29th. Let me just confirm that for everybody so we can remember, so we can make sure the date is correct. Hold on, going to my calendar here, ladies and gentlemen, because Jessica's coming
Pretty
back
sure.
for a follow-up appearance. Jessica Maxwell, you are coming back on. On, yes, Saturday, October 29th at 7 p.m. Before that, we are doing a live stream of the movie musical Cats with our other friend of the podcast, Jillian Robinson. She's never seen the movie before, so I thought it was fitting for her to get her live stream reactions.
Oh man, she's in for a treat.
Oh, yes, she is. I sat through it 3 times, once in the theaters, once to watch it, and then once to watch it with director's commentary to see what the hell Tom Hooper was thinking.
Oh,
So,
brave. I don't even think I finished it.
Never show Dan Cats the musical.
No, we watched it together.
What? He's seen Cats, but not Mamma Mia?
Make it make sense. Well, we didn't finish it, so I think we probably got maybe at least an hour into it, and he was like, "I can't do it anymore," and I'm like, "Good, because I can't either."
It's so bad. It's
so bad. It was not good. There
we go. All right, everybody. Tune in next for our next episode, which is Cats, the movie with Jillian Robinson on Friday, October 21st at 7:30 p.m. And until then, everybody, stay healthy, stay safe. Make sure you go follow Jessica and Jim the Cat. And we can't wait to have her back for October 29th for Chicago, starring Richard Gere, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Queen Latifah, and Renee Zellweger, and Christine Baranski.
Yes.
All that good stuff. Mm-hmm. All right, everybody. See you next time. Thanks.
Bye. Bye.